All right, we're going to put up the slides for many of the applicable provisions, the standards of all of the ANSI parts that we use. There's 7 out of 10 of them that we use, and I want you to go through each one of these carefully and read them. Now, I'm going to, in the interest of saving time, I'm going to go through the next 3 jobs that I promised you and refer to the ANSI standards that you have just reviewed, and you'll know exactly from which standard we're using, because we have the protocol to run on, the standards to back us up, and the tree protection actions to solve these problems. And so, number 1 case will be when we go to a property that is owned by a family, and we've been managing it for 15 years. There's a big white oak. They have cut down 2 Bradford pears beside it and installed a fence at the base. And so we were asked to do a root collar excavation, and when we saw this, we said, okay, we need to really look at this and see if there was any damage done to any of the anchors, because it's a big white oak, it's close to the house, and it could prove to be extremely dangerous. Its target value from the ANSI standard number 9, and its examination of the buttress roots, ANSI standard number 8. And we also wanted to look at the soil, part 2, soil management, and make sure that on part 6, planting and transplanting, that the root collar was still at the ground level. And what we found once we went down a little further with our air tools, this is a supersonic air tool. We use the bigger 375 CFM compressor in order to accomplish what we excavating that we did, and we found that there was 2 anchors that were, and we had been walking around this tree for 15 years without really understanding that 2 out of the 14 anchors were missing. And so there was mitigation indicated. We have to cut those off, we have to treat the ends, and we don't want that decay to go up into the heart of the tree. That's case number 1. Case number 2 is a referral that we got from a customer to go to her son, who is an airline pilot, and said they have 2 large trees in the front yard. They happen to be white oaks, and they are large enough to fall on the house and create damage, and they are bleeding. They are attracting hornets, and there is no root collar exposed. And so we go into the designed ecosystem, right into his front yard, and we excavate the dirt from around the bottom of the tree and find out that all of the anchors are intact and undamaged. Then we have to find loose damaged material. This is part 1, the pruning, where we have to remove loose damaged bark. That's called tracing. And we also had to do some soil management, which was, again, part 2, modification, fertilization, and drainage, because a lot of dirt had piled up around the collar. We excavated that. We then sprayed it and treated it with a special combination, customized mixture of amendments that killed insects and penetrated the bark and solved the problem of this bleeding. Moisture had been wicked underneath the bark over a period of time. There was 2 trees, one beside each other. They were about 15, 20 feet apart. Had to do a little bit of clearing in the critical root zone. Over competition, part 5, and that is the customer's objectives. If anything within 6 times the diameter of the tree is interfering with it, mitigation is indicated. And so we did a job, and that ended up being about an $800 job. We did the other job at the white oak at the residential property for another $950. And our last case, as an illustration of how we use all the standards, is a very interesting case of a large maple tree. And I know that many of you have been faced with this because there was a driveway down one side, that's hardscape, and it was concrete. Then when they built the house, they wanted to circle the driveway up so they could drive in a nice circle. And when they did, they cut the critical root zone on the lower side of about 180 degrees of this tree and circled it up and really put it under stress. They began defoliating, dropping leaves, and looking like it was in trouble. The owner called us. We had done some work for her business partner 6 or 8 years earlier, and we had succeeded, and she called us to look at the tree and tell us what we needed to do. And we immediately found out that there was an excessive amount of mulch. Once again, we talk about there shall not be any mulch in contact with the collar of the tree, the flare. And we couldn't see all of the anchor roots, and they were covered and smothered. We had to expose those. And then the critical root zone itself was covered with an excessive amount of mulch and had blocked off the exchange of air and water. There had been some construction debris, some sand, some red clay, and other parts of the excavation process where they were cutting the driveway around the side. And what we did is we then did radial trenching. This is part 8, where we remove the dirt, the soil, the material from trenches that radially progress away from the tree. We used circle rays around it. You've seen illustrations of that, and we have virtually taken every one of those rays, backfilled them with a granular food. We put in earthworm castings. We then inoculated with a liquid biostimulant that had the microbiome. We're talking about bacteria, algae, and fungi, all included in this mixture to activate these trenches. And then there was a little bit of raking done to smooth it out, but we put in 30 capsules of a general nutrient and an insecticide to give it some immediate protection, because we knew that whatever we did in the critical root zone was going to take time for up into the tree, and we had to get an immediate impact on the tree. So we used a micro injection technique. Many of you out there are using different, and these are the types of solutions that you use in order to save trees in critical positions. And so those are 3 cases. That particular one with the maple tree ended up in being a little over $1,700, and that's gives you an idea of the range of prices of our services. Anywhere from $700-800 up to $1,700 to $2,500 is the average of what most of the families can afford in terms of discretionary money put into their landscape. It's important that you understand that as a part of Part 5, when you are establishing the overall customer objectives and you want the scope of work, that all of this has to be established within a budget. There has to be money there to do it. And so we mentioned the prices of what we're doing here, not so much because it necessarily is what you're going to charge, because your market may be completely different. But if you're a municipal arborist, or if you're in academics, or if you're a consultant, then you're going to have to know how much money will be required to do the preferred actions to save trees and to create good circumstances for success, for survival. And so these 3 cover all 7 of the standards: pruning, soil management, management of trees and shrubs, planting and transplanting, root management, tree risk assessments, part 1, 2, and 3, and your integrated pest management. Now, understand that in the 5-contact system, you've gone back to the office, you've prepared a proposal, you've sent an email to them and got them to agree to this work. Everything that you heard me just describe to you has been agreed to in an email. Looks about like this. It's a nice detailed document that takes every line item and prices out exactly what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and we usually attach a video to go along with it so that they'll know exactly what we do and how we do it. They're not in the dark. They've never seen someone use a supersonic air or inject into a tree or to biostimulate radial trenches around a tree. They just don't know what we're going to do, and our video, it really opens up the customer's eyes as to what they can do. And so our 6 tree protection actions have names, and we call them root collar excavation, aeration decompaction, topsoil formation, biostimulants, inoculation, population regulation, which is all about insect control if you happen to run into an insect problem, and time, place, and space, trying to figure out if there's enough space for everything in their landscape that they want and what they need to do. And you can see from the pictures that we've showed you, aeration and decompaction, from that picture alone, you can see that we have radially trenched, we've exposed the collar, we've inoculated, we've fertilized, and we have applied mulch. Now, mulch can be applied in bulk, as you see there, and it can also be applied by the bag, which in this particular case, we were in the middle of a heavily populated urban area, and landscape supplies in bulk were difficult to get, so we got it by the bag. There's a root collar that was in store for this tree, but we waited until we got the topsoil down before we did that. And we're coming down to the last of it, where you see us with the feeding tank on the back of the truck, and we are applying a biostimulant that activates the entire mixture and gets everything going. You'll see the Tree Tech injection method. There's many different types. We're probably going to change from this to an alternative type of method that we're evaluating at this time, but this is a good illustration of how we can systemically get into the tree. Once again, this is a big tree. It's close to the house. Its target value is very critical. If it falls on the house, it's going to kill somebody. And so in our case study, we're asked again and again and again, Mr. Crabtree, why in the world is it that you focus all of your attention around the bottom of the tree? And the reason is that your excess dieback and dead limbs, your no flare roots that are covered, topsoil, crowded critical root zone, stem damage or infection, and insect infestation is all a part of what we see right there at the trunk flare. And all of our terminology, every word that you need to use to develop your proposal, your quote, your presentation is contained within these standards. You're going to have to read them. You're going to have to study them. You're going to have to make them a part of your regular operating procedure. We include it in tailgate safety meetings where we tell them these are the standards that we're going to apply. And when you do the root collar excavation, you're going to aerate and decompact. You're going to find out the condition of the soil and how deeply compacted and covered and smothered the critical root zone around a given specimen of a tree might be. You're going to want to apply a biostimulant. There's going to be inoculation if there's been herbicides and insecticides placed in the landscape, which most of the time it has been, and pruning and removal of strangling and girdling roots. Anything that goes over the anchors needs to be adjusted, and we don't do any cutting of any roots that would harm the tree. And so what we've done is we've pulled back the curtain. We've showed you the science-based impact of what the ANSI standards that have been developed since 1990 up to the present can do for you, combined with a protocol that runs silently in the background all the time that gives you a sequence to follow, is going to direct your actions. And we want you to look at the 6 tree protection actions that you saw us using: the supersonic air for the air excavation, the aeration and decompaction with the air tool, with the topsoil formation, bulk and bag. We want you to look at the biostimulants, liquid that is of your own mixture. We have a special mixture that of materials that we have success with in this part of the country. If you live in another part of the country, another part of the world, you're going to have to customize the mixture to satisfy your conditions. And then last but not least, we have the protocol, a combination of these 3 conditions, 3 parts of the tripod that combine to give you the kind of confidence, the stability, and the background that you need in order to solve problems, provide quality ecosystem services, to give the stand out from your competition, to give the customer their objectives, and to really become an expert in tree preservation. This is the way you do it. It's the way we've done it. It is our path to success. I don't know that you can copy it, but you can draw out many of the successful aspects of our program and apply it to yours to get the same results of success and a growing customer base. And so I wish you all the luck in the world. Thank you so much for your time. And when you give us your email and opt in to this website, or excuse me, this email, you're going to get all of the information that you want to support any questions that you have. We've got 30 years of experience. We've filmed all of it. It's right here. It's yours for the asking. Just give us an email and it's all yours.